let's first take a look at how the Asian markets have started off, and they're reflecting the handover from Wall Street last Friday. Hang Seng up 1%, the Taiwanese index also up 0.4%. The Japanese markets are shut today on account of a holiday. The Kospi in South Korea trading with gains of 1% as well. The Shanghai Composite, though, trading around the flat line, not doing too much in what is otherwise a positive looking screen for the Asian markets, and that is of course on the back of a very strong session on Wall Street that we had last Friday. We'll talk more about that as the session goes by. Pull up the GIFT Nifty and give you an idea of how we are likely to start off. Well, after a bit of a breather that we took on Friday, the implied open is suggesting a gap up of around 85 points. So somewhere around the mark of 26,150 is what the implied open is currently suggesting is where the Nifty is likely to start off if these gains sustain by market open. But to set you up for today's trade, our research team is here. They'll tell you about the trade setup, the stocks you need to keep an eye out for, and of course the setup on the F&O side of things as well. First up, Ekta is here to tell us all the market cues that we need to watch out for. Ekta, good morning. There's a positive handover from Wall Street, but what are some of the important cues you're watching out for?
Hi, Hormones. Morning. Well, yes, just to recap, on Friday, the markets did snap that two-day gaining streak and all of the major indices did close in the red. But what really stood out besides the equity markets is what took place in the currency markets. We had the rupee, which hit a lifetime low of 89.49. It was the biggest intraday fall we've seen in 6 months, and it was weighed down possibly by the US-India trade-related concerns, a global risk-off, which we've seen. With regards to the US markets, yes, the Dow did close 500 points higher in a big market rebound which took place as the Fed Reserve Chairman, President John Williams said that central bank could possibly cut rates again this year. And we're seeing that rebound take place in Asia as well. The US markets, however, will be closed with regards due to Thanksgiving. But nonetheless, the Asian optimism is probably going to seep into the Indian markets. But let's see whether that sustains or not. So it is indicating maybe a gap up for the Indian markets. Now, watch out for a couple of factors, which would be the rupee movement in today's trading session, the Nifty recovery and sustaining above 26,100, mid caps underperforming because the mid caps were down 1% last week versus the Nifty, which was up around 1%, and the IT outperformance because the IT sector itself was up around 2% last week. And Indigo is going to be replacing Tata Motors PV in the Sensex from December 22nd. So that would be one of the stocks that I'll definitely keep on my radar.
Ekta, thank you for that update. Of course, we will keep an eye out on Indigo as well. But Sudarshan is now here to tell us all the cues from the F&O space. Sudarshan, good morning. Yet another day, yet another attempt at the record highs. But what's the F&O data indicating?
Good morning, Harmaz. So cues are looking largely mixed. If you talk about the global cues, yes, GIFT Nifty is indicating that we'll open with a gain of almost 80 to 90 points. But cues on the domestic front, especially from the F&O side, are looking largely on the short side. So first, talking about the flows in the index futures on Friday, we have seen FI selling more than rupees 800 crore. They have reduced long positions more than 1,600 contracts, and also they have added short positions of more than 2,670 contracts, and their longs exposure remains around 12%, but on the short side, they continue to be heavily shorted, and shorts exposure remains 88%. Look at the options data, what has happened. On the call side, 26,100 call has seen huge increase in the open interest. Similar thing was done for 26,250, and there was a sharp fall in the premium. At the end, premium for 26,100 was 96, 26,250. Premium was almost 39. On the put side, what happened? 26,000, 25,900. Both these put options have seen premium has fallen for these put options as well. But at the same time, there was a shedding of shares in the open interest, where the support came 25,700, where we saw increase in the number of shares in the open interest. At the same time, there was a premium was just like around 14. So larger range for Nifty would be 25,850 to 26,250. So I've taken the support at 25,850, resistance again 26,250. For Nifty Bank, support would be around 58,300 and resistance would be 59,450. That's around record high. Two stocks that remain in the band, SAIL and Saman Capital. Some of the stocks that I'll keep an eye on. First, IndusInd Bank has been seeing fresh longs, and Max Health also has seen fresh longs even on Friday. And last one is all the defense names were under pressure, so I'll keep an eye on Mazgaon Dock.
Sudarshan, thank you for that update as well. Keep an eye out on all of these names.